Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about seed apomixis and polyembryony. After fertilization, the zygote is formed. Zygote develop into embryo inside the seed. That means fertilized ovule is called seed. Besides seeds, we also we are going to discuss about apomixis and polyembryony. Next, here you see seed. We have already said that it is a fertilized ovule. That means after fertilization, the ovule is converted into seed. A true seed consists of seed coat, cotyledons, and embryonal axis. Seed coats are of two types. That means before fertilization, an ovule covered by an integument, outer and inner integument, and after fertilization, these integuments are converted into seed coats. Outer seed coat is called testa, which is rough and tough, and inner is called tegmen, that is membranous, and cotyledons may be one or two. In case of monocot, it is single cotyledon, that is called scutellum, and in case of dicot, it has two cotyledons and an embryonal axis. Next, here is the diagram of a castor seed. It is a dicot seed. Here shows the outer integument testa, inner integument tegmen, and the whole cavity is covered by an endosperm, that is a nutritive tissue, and embryonal axis is present. Below there is a hypocotyle from which root apexis arises, and the plumule arises from the apex, that is called epicotyle, and here shoot apical meristems arises. Next, here you see the full diagram of a dicot seed. Two cotyledons are present. At micropylar portion, there is a terminal embryonal axis is visible, and on the basis of presence or absence of endosperm, seed are of two types. When endosperm is present after maturation of the seed, it is called albuminous or endospermic seed. For example, wheat, maize, barley, castor, sunflower. That means albuminous seed is found in both monocot and dicot. Wheat, maize, and barley are monocot seed, and castor and sunflower are dicot seed. Sometimes endosperm are completely consumed by developing seed, and it is called non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed. For example, pea and groundnut. Here is the diagram of monocot seed. It is a wheat seed. Here we see the greater portion is covered by an endosperm. Beside that, the fruit wall is present, that is called pericarp, and scutellum, single cotyledon is present. It is always terminal in position, and in lateral side, the embryonal axis is found. Embryonal axis consists of an plumule that is covered by coleoptile, and on the lower side, radicle that is covered by coleoptile. So this is the next diagram of monocot seed. Here, the transverse section shows the endosperm, seed coats, shoot apical meristem, hypocotyle, root tip, root axis, and cotyledons. So other terminology are also used in this chapter. One is perisperm, other is dormancy, and other is germination. Perisperm, sometime in some seed, some remnant of nucellus is present. As example, in black pepper and beet, it is called perisperm. So we can say that persistent nucellus found in seed of black pepper and beet is called perisperm. Dormancy. After formation of seed, the embryo may enter a state of inactivity. That means after formation of seed, it does not immediately germinate. It requires a period of rest for its growth and maturation of embryo, and that inactive period is called dormancy. Germination, the awakening of dormant seed is called germination. That means when favorable condition comes, that means after maturation of the embryo inside the seed, it breaks the dormant period or dormancy period, and there are some external factors are required for germination. These are adequate temperature, nutrients, oxygen, moisture, etc. Next, The other two terms are apomixis and polyembryony. Apomixis in some plant when seed is formed without fertilization. So basically seeds are formed in many plants or almost all plants after fertilization. But there are some few plants where before fertilization or without fertilization seeds are visible or formed. And those phenomenon or that phenomenon is called apomixis. For example, asteraceae, grasses, etc. There is another term that is called polyembryony. Polyembryony, poly means many, that means inside an embryo sac or ovule, sometimes many embryo are developed from a single fertilized egg or zygote. That is called polyembryony. It is due to various factors and it is found, basically you can see in the NCERT textbook of 12 biology classes why polyembryony is formed. That means in single word or single sentence, we can say that when more than one embryo is formed in an ovary, in an ovule, it is called polyembryony. And it is basically found naturally in citrus, mango, pinus, etc. So today we have discussed about the seed, what are the types of seed, and what is apomixis, what is polyembryony. It is the fertilized ovule. It basically consists of seed coats, cotyledons, and embryonal axis. And these are the diagrams, and these monocots and dicot diagrams we have already shown here. Next, the type of seed we found, albuminous or endospermic seed, and another type is non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed, depending on the presence or absence of endosperm. And other terminology we discussed today are the perisperm, that is persistent nucleus in seed, is called perisperm. Dormancy, inactive stage of seed is called dormancy, and germination, awakening of dormant seed is due to availability of these factors. Those are moisture, temperature, nutrients, and oxygen. That is called germination. And apomixis, sometimes without fertilization seeds are formed. That is called apomixis. And polyembryony, more than one embryo developed in an embryo sac is called polyembryony. So these are the terms, and today we discuss about seeds, their types, and other phenomenon. So this is the end of the slide today's class, and thank you students for attending the class.